We have seen Shedeur Sanders take second team reps before, but today, interestingly, at least during one move the ball period, it was really one of the first move the ball periods that we've seen, the Browns actually had Shedeur Sanders go ahead of Dillon Gabriel. He went with the second team. Dillon Gabriel then went with the third team. It's the only time we saw it. It's the only time we have seen this, but Mary Kay, just sort of an interesting step forward, I guess, in this competition.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's earned it, and I think we've all seen that.
Understand the situation that you're in and be able to approach that and get the best out of it. You could view things as you're not getting reps in a negative way, or you could view it as, okay, when it's my time to get out there. So there's no excuses, because when you get out there, nobody cares how many reps you got. Whenever you get in the game, nobody cares if you took a snap before. You know, like they care about.
Just days ago, Shedeur Sanders was buried. Not second string, not third, but fourth on the Browns depth chart. Written off, overlooked, treated like a camp arm, not a real contender. But today, he just leapfrogged Dillon Gabriel and took second team reps, stunning coaches, silencing critics, and flipping the quarterback battle on its head. From forgotten to undeniable, is Shedeur coming for the starting job next? Now pause for a second and ask yourself this: what does it really mean to jump from fourth team reps to second in just a matter of days? Because this isn't just a promotion, it's a statement. It's a signal to the league, to the locker room, and to every analyst who's been side-eyeing Shedeur since draft night. Let's rewind. Just a few days ago, reports coming out of Browns minicamp painted a bleak picture. Mary Kay Cabot, one of the most plugged-in insiders covering the team, confirmed that Shedeur Sanders was working with the fourth team. Fourth, for most players, especially a fifth-round pick, that's the football equivalent of being told, "Thanks for showing up, now please stay out of the way." But Shedeur, he didn't sulk, he didn't post cryptic tweets, he didn't call out the coaches or complain about politics. What did he do? He put his head down and went to work. And here's where it gets crazy. During a move the ball period in a recent Browns practice, Shedeur Sanders ran ahead of Dillon Gabriel with the second.
We have seen Shedeur Sanders take second team reps before, but today, interestingly, at least during one move the ball period, it was really one of the first move the ball periods that we've seen, the Browns actually had Shedeur Sanders go ahead of Dillon Gabriel. He went with the second team. Dillon Gabriel then went with the third team. It's the only time we saw it. It's the only time we have seen this, but Mary Kay, just sort of an interesting step forward, I guess, in this competition.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's earned it, and I think we've all seen.
Yeah, you heard that right. The same Dillon Gabriel who was taken in the third round, who'd been getting reps ahead of Shedeur all camp, suddenly found himself running with the third team. And this wasn't a fluke. One assistant quarterback coach was reportedly stunned by what he saw, saying, "In my 15 years of coaching, I've never seen anything like this." That's not just praise, that's history being made. So what flipped? What did Shedeur do to force the Browns' hand? Well, according to multiple camp sources, he didn't just look good. He looked ready. Every rep had purpose. His passes were sharp, accurate, on time. His command of the huddle, calm, precise, like someone who knew the playbook better than the guy ahead of him. And more than that, his energy shifted the field. Coaches noticed it, teammates noticed it, the media noticed it. It wasn't about flashy throws or one highlight clipped. It was about consistency, execution, and leadership. That's how you climb a depth chart in real time. And yet, what makes this story even wilder is how controversial his original placement was. When Shedeur was slapped with fourth team reps, backlash erupted. Commentators questioned the move. Even folks within the Browns' own coaching circles were confused. Here's a quarterback with elite bloodlines, proven poise under pressure, and a reputation for preparation, and he's working behind guys who couldn't touch him in college. But again, Shedeur never flinched. When asked about it, his response was mature beyond his years. You've got to understand the situation you're in. Whether you're getting reps or not, you can take it negatively or you can use it to push yourself harder. That mindset, that's the stuff coaches fall in love with. It's also the difference between a camp body and a future starter. Now let's not kid ourselves. Shedeur still has to battle. The Browns haven't handed him the keys just yet. Dillon Gabriel was a third-round pick, and veterans like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett are technically still ahead in the pecking order. But here's the problem with that. The more Shedeur shines, the more those veterans start to look like anchors to the past, not bridges to the future. James Jones didn't mince words on that. In a recent take, he said point blank, if these boys are doing good, why keep looking backward? And he's right, the Browns have been stuck in quarterback purgatory for years. So if someone like Shedeur Sanders is showing you something real, something electric, why not lean into it? And that's exactly what LeSean McCoy has been preaching too. He made it crystal clear. Shedeur should be given equal opportunities, not scraps, not mop-up duty, equal reps with the first team offense. Why? Because that's the only way to truly measure him. You want to see what he can do with the top receivers, the real protection schemes, and the full speed reads. McCoy put it best. Let these guys get equal reps, playing with the #1 wide receivers, going against the #1 defense. And with Shedeur's new second team status, that reality is now within reach. Let's talk about the emotional weight here. For Shedeur Sanders, this isn't just about proving doubters wrong. It's about living up to the expectations that come with the Sanders name. It's about carving his own legacy. He wasn't handed anything. He fell to the 5th round in the draft. He got buried on the depth chart, and still, here he is, rising, and the media is starting to catch on. Stephen A. Smith, never one to hold back, recently praised Shedeur not just for his skills, but for his mental toughness.
In the 5th round, 144th overall. We all know how bogus that was. We know that there's more to it than just his football skill. But him being there, you want to test a lot of things about Shedeur Sanders. And
he called out the fact that Shedeur's mindset separates him from the pack. The presence, the poise, the drive. That's what gets noticed in NFL circles. It's not just about throws and stats anymore, Stephen A. said. It's about leadership, presence, and that unteachable will to win. That's the bar Shedeur is starting to meet and maybe exceed. And now, with all this momentum behind him, you've got to ask the question, what's next? Is Shedeur Sanders just a feel-good training camp story? Or is this the beginning of something much, much bigger? Because let's be honest, the Browns have tried everything. Big-name veterans, flashy draft picks, stopgap solutions, and nothing has stuck. But now, right in front of their eyes, a young quarterback is emerging. One who has handled pressure with grace, absorbed criticism with maturity, and responded to every challenge with performance. The question now isn't whether Shedeur Sanders can play. It's whether the Browns are bold enough to find out. Look, NFL teams aren't always quick to admit when the depth chart needs a shakeup, especially when that means promoting a 5th round rookie over a veteran or a higher drafted player. There's politics involved, contracts, expectations, but when a guy is forcing your hand with every snap, when the locker room starts buzzing, and analysts can't stop talking, you've got a decision to make. And right now, the Browns are staring down that decision. Mary Kay Cabot again made it clear in her latest episode.
Understand the situation that you're in and be able to approach that and get the best out of it. You could view things as you're not getting reps in a negative way, or you could view it as, okay, when it's my time to get out there. So there's no excuses, because when you get out there, nobody cares how many reps you got. Whenever you get in the game, nobody cares if you took a snap before. You know, like they care about.
Sanders isn't just keeping up, he's thriving under pressure. He's executing plays with precision. He's making smart reads. He's adjusting on the fly. All of the traits that signal a quarterback who's not just surviving camps, but quietly taking it over. And here's something fans need to understand. Second team reps might not sound like a huge deal, but they're the gateway. The moment a QB gets in with the twos, the pathway to getting first team looks opens up. Coaches are watching closely. Teammates start buying in. It's no longer a question of if, it becomes when. And Shedeur, he's playing like a guy who knows that. Now, here's where it gets spicy. According to inside voices like James Jones, the entire quarterback hierarchy in Cleveland should be reevaluated, not just tweaked. Jones didn't dance around it either. He asked straight up, why are Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett still ahead if the young guys are balling out? Fair question, right? Jones went even further. He pointed out that with veterans like Flacco and Pickett, you already know what you're getting. 3 games, 5 games, that's what they'll give you, he said. So why cling to the past? And honestly, it's hard to argue. Cleveland has been in QB limbo for years. Mediocrity, false starts, endless waiting. If there was ever a time to bet on upside, it's now. So what happens if Shedeur keeps trending this way? What happens if he makes the most of those second-team reps and starts lighting it up in preseason? Are the Browns gonna pull the plug on the experiment early? Or are they finally ready to embrace something new? LeSean McCoy sure thinks they should. His message was crystal clear. Give both quarterbacks, Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel, equal first-team reps. Not just as a courtesy, but as a real test. Let them work with the starting receivers. Let them take snaps against the best defense. Let them feel what real pressure is like, because that's the only way to get honest answers. And that's exactly what Shedeur's game thrives on. Pressure. He doesn't just survive it, he feeds off it. The quiet moments where others flinch. That's where he leans in. The blown coverage. He finds the window. The tight throw on 3rd and long. He makes it. And the coaches have seen that. That's why he's been moved up. Because sometimes a player doesn't wait to be invited. He kicks the door down. But let's not pretend the road ahead is easy. Not by a long shot. The Browns' QB room is crowded. Gabriel was a 3rd-round pick. Flacco brings experience. Pickett has recent starter tape. On paper, Shedeur is still fighting from behind, but paper doesn't win football games. Performance does. And right now, Shedeur Sanders is winning that battle snap by snap, inch by inch. The bigger issue is whether Cleveland's front office has the courage to break from the mold, to stop chasing safe bets and instead build something. Fans are tired. The revolving door at quarterback has left the franchise in a constant state of reset. And that's what makes Shedeur's story so powerful. Because for once, there's a spark that feels different, organic, real. Let's look at the momentum. Shedeur went from no reps to 4th team to now running with the second group and applying pressure on the entire QB depth chart. Analysts are calling it the fastest rise they've seen in years. Coaches, even if they're not saying it outright, are watching closely. And maybe most important of all, the locker room is noticing, because you can't fake leadership. You either walk into a huddle and take control, or you don't. And Shedeur, he's walking into that huddle with presence, with command, and with the kind of maturity you don't expect from a rookie. That's what sets this apart. It's not hype. It's not just viral clips. It's substance. It's Shedeur Sanders showing up every single day, absorbing the game plan, adjusting mid-play, and making guys around him better. That's what great quarterbacks do. So where does this all lead? Let's fast forward. Preseason is around the corner. The Browns are gonna have to make a call. Do they stick with experience for experience's sake? Or do they give Shedeur a real chance to run with the ones? Do they protect the safe picks? Or do they give the hot hand a shot to light up the field? Because make no mistake, Shedeur is now one good performance away from taking 1st team snaps. That's how fast things are moving. The door that was once slammed shut, it's cracked open. And if he gets his foot in, there may be no turning back. This is the storyline to watch. Not just for Browns fans, but for anyone who believes that heart, preparation, and mindset still matter in football. Because Shedeur isn't the flashy, overhyped prospect. He's the kid who got overlooked, knocked down, undervalued. And now he's climbing. And there's no ceiling in sight. He's outworked his rank. He's outshined his label. And in the eyes of some, he might already be the best quarterback on the roster, even if the official depth chart hasn't caught up yet. So here's the question we're all asking now. Is Shedeur Sanders the next Browns starting quarterback? Has he shown enough to earn that shot in preseason? Or do you think it's still too soon and the Browns need to see more? Drop your thoughts below. We want to hear from you. Is Shedeur legit? Or are we witnessing another training camp mirage? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in sports. We're tracking every step of this Shedeur Sanders saga, and trust us, it's just getting started.